moments ago, Speaker Nancy Pelosi signing the articles of impeachment against President Trump. That move clearing the way for a trial that could start next Tuesday. We're also learning who the House impeachment managers will be. Pelosi picking House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff and House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler to lead the team prosecuting the president. We know you want to hear from the five, so I'm just going to turn it over to Greg. He's got a few things on his mind.
Yes, I'm trying to control myself from swearing. That was a frickin' ceremony. You have ceremonies to award medals. You have ceremonies at weddings and funerals. This was like a baptism at the Addams family. Did you notice? They had a silver platter for the pens. Everybody got a special party favor, a little pen to take home. We are paying for those frickin' pens and for that platter. And then you see the media taking pictures of the pens. Oh, look how special the pens are. What you saw with that ceremony, they were spackling a turd with gold paint, right? And we're all suckers. We're all suckers for believing this is serious. We know it's a sham. They say it's historical or it's historic. That's BS, all right? We know this was an emotional tantrum directed at Daddy, who won the election, and they're mad at Daddy. So we have to go through this phony procession. Oh, let's show pictures of the cloakroom. Oh, let's watch them walk down the halls. Ooh, this is breaking news. Let's repeat it 25 times over and over again until I want to blow my brains out. Look.
You're going to have a great time the next 2 weeks.
If you're a viewer, okay, and you're watching this coverage, here's 4 things you got to remember. The media controls the narrative, okay? Look what happened to the 5, right? You know, they put the money in the jukebox, we got to dance. Number 2, the Dems and the media have been working on this for 3 years. So this ain't a moral cause. This was a political vocation meant to unseat an election. Number 3, they don't hate Trump, they hate you. He's a proxy for you because you voted for him. They think you're a bunch of rubes because you didn't listen to the media. This is their revenge. And last but not least, you got to store all that anger. And when this is over and when they lose, because they will, you got to rub their noses in their loss till the day they retire. Thank you.
You have 14 minutes left, Jesse.
Greg, here's a pen for you.
Thank you. You don't know where I'm going to put this.
You can keep it.
I'm going to D.C.
All right. This is all payback by Hillary Rodham Clinton. She was supposed to win the election, and Donald Trump ruined it. So this is revenge. It started with the insurance policy. Trump sniffed it out, fires Comey. Mueller knows the whole time there's no collusion, but he lets it hang over the midterms so the Democrats win so they can start up the impeachment. Bill Barr challenges Mueller to show his cards. He's got nothing, so the Democrats panic. They fire up this fake whistleblower deal, rig a very unfair trial against the president, but they rush it. If they had gone to court and gotten the testimony they needed and gotten the evidence they needed, that would have been one thing. But they had to get it under the wire before Christmas. So Nancy gets this half-baked impeachment, only 2 articles, no criminal violations, and then she runs into a brick wall in the Senate. And McConnell's like, you know the teacher where it's like, time's up, everybody, pencils down. Nancy's still scribbling. She ran out of time.
One of those pens.
Put the pencils down. Put the pen down, Nancy. She's got nothing. This is all designed to discredit Donald Trump for political revenge and because he was a businessman and came in and did a better job than a regular politician, and because the Trump doctrine of America First poses a mortal threat to the Democratic Party. It busted down the blue wall. He outflanks them on trade, on everything else. And at this point, it looks like he's going to restrict immigration. So you have someone who comes in, former Democrat, a deal maker, lives in Manhattan his whole life, ready to make a deal. He agrees with them on infrastructure, on drug prices, on everything. You could have a golden age of bipartisanship, signing ceremonies instead of engrossment ceremonies, pens for everybody. But they don't do that. They spit in the president's face. So you know what he does instead? He goes, I'll do it myself. USMCA, papers China deal phase 1, kills ISIS Baghdadi, it starts running the table. He's like a guy at the casino. He's got a hot hand, and everybody else is winning because they're all at the roulette table, having drinks, having a party. Everyone's getting rich. But the Democrats...
They're playing Keno. They're in the Keno room and they're losing.
They want to arrest the guy with a hot hand instead of joining the party and having everybody get rich and happy, and that's why they're so pathetic.
Emily, I don't know how you're going to follow that, but I'll let you do it.
I will not try to follow it, but yeah. No, I want to point out that it seems that when it suits the Democrats, this is a trial. And when it doesn't, then, oh, no, this isn't like anything that we have in the court of law. It's totally separate. It's just politics. And to take this out for a second and just to illustrate perspective, if we did, in fact, have a trial in a normal court of law and an ongoing simultaneous trial at the same time was a grand jury proceeding, and there was still evidence being gathered, and you could still add it into the trial, it would be preposterous. That would never happen. And I bring that up to say that as we speak, Nadler says with complete finality and confidence that, oh, of course the Senate will accept this new evidence, this bombshell testimony, everything that has to do with Lev Parnas and more, as if it will change the game. And yet with all of the fact-finding mission that the House went through, the urgency, the import, the matter of national security, apparently it wasn't enough for them to get it in a timely fashion, nor was it enough for the 4 weeks that Nancy Pelosi hung on to these articles for her to have it and tidy it up. So at any point, this defendant, which is also the President of the United States, might be slammed with an additional article of impeachment, apparently, or more evidence that the Senate is just supposed to take. I find that patently against the Constitution, because what we usually stand for and constitutionally is one of due process and a fair procedure that we can depend on. And to me, that's the largest mockery that's in place right now. And one more quick thing. You know, everyone acts that, just a reminder that it's Chief Justice Roberts who's in charge moving forward, and that this is his show moving forward.
It's mostly ceremonial, though, for him.
But he still has final say over the rules, and the Senate has a short amount of time to get their act together, but it's he who can make game-changing decisions. So it looks, I mean, we'll see whether
what do you think about
optimizes that role.
So here's the thing, as much as it might annoy everybody, it is happening. So, given that it is happening, what do you think about what I was saying with Brett Baer, that McConnell's, he's just a creature of the Senate. He loves the Senate. So he's going to make this boring, calm, sterile, and I think what about that tactic rather than making it fiery?
I think it's a great tactic, but I always go back to, I'm like a viewer. I'm sitting here just like going, if it's boring, I'm going to go crazy. If it's exciting, I don't want to watch this. Why is this happening? The answer was last night when you saw the debates. The Democrats and the media realized they can't win with that selection that they had from last night. This is their election replacement supplement. It's their testosterone patch. And the worst part about it is we are paying these people. They're on the clock, and they're indulging this emotional revenge on our dime. Shouldn't that mean that we have a right to say super awful things about them? Aren't we allowed, because we're paying them, to get something out of it by making fun of them every day and ridiculing them and mocking them because they deserve it, because they're taking our money and they're spending on this, undermining our country?
Can we talk about the debate?
Things about Republicans, you guys go through the roof.
Oh, I'm okay with it.
Oh, but I'm just going to say this. I think that it's important. We have just witnessed here on the 5 the rage from the right over this impeachment process. But what about the reality that the president tried to use his office to get political dirt on an opponent, and we continue to see evidence coming in that this was taking place in terms of even surveillance of a U.S. ambassador that potentially was threatening to her life.
Part of the job.
So to me, part of the job, that's right, that the president of the United States is involved in threatening an American ambassador.
He wasn't threatening anybody.
You can't say the evidence is weak, especially with the track record of Trump obstruction, one of the articles of impeachment.
Now obstruction.
And the fact that he was saying people, don't testify, don't send the documents over. If he's so innocent, aren't you curious? Why not just have people testify? Why not put it on the table?
Why is he acting like an innocent person?
Yeah, innocent persons. And an innocent person says, let everyone testify.
That's certainly helped in this process.
Yeah, right.
If you're accused of a crime, you're not taking the stand. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
You put up a good defense, and in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty.
I think Bill Clinton,
even the president of the United States.
Did Bill Clinton take the stand? Bill Clinton testified.
Bill Clinton was actually
not this guy.
Convicted of felonies.
Including perjury.
Not Donald Trump. Not Donald Trump.
No crimes.
Those were agreed upon crimes.
Bill Clinton.
Felonies. He was actually disbarred from practicing law, Juan.
You must have missed the history. Bill Clinton was not convicted by the Senate.
Bill Clinton was convicted and
stop.
accused
Get out
of
of
felonies by the special counsel.
You know, this is the rage
And that was
blinding.
the truth of
This
what happened
is
in the 1990s.
This is how people
this
start
president
marching
hasn't
in
even
Trump
been accused
lockstep.
of a felony.
Oh, stop.
He
Obstruction, abuse of power in terms of bribery
That's
is
not a criminal charge,
I
Ron,
see.
and you didn't even float the bribery article.
It is.
You
It's
guys
in-
couldn't hack it.
It's
you couldn't
in-
hack it. You didn't have the goods, and you failed. And that's why you've been sitting around this desk for the last couple weeks pouting and moaning.
Yeah.
Because if you were in a good mood, because you know what? Justice would be done.
No, it's because
but
you
our,
weren't here.
Our
I
faces
couldn't
are
listen.
smiling.
I couldn't
'Cause
listen
we
to
know
all
the
this
end of the
flack.
story.
I couldn't
we
be-
know he's acquitted, and we know he's reelected.
Here's why I was pounding. It's January, and I was waiting for your snow job. I was waiting for you to come in with this.
Well, there's
nonsense.
global warming, Williams, and we're not getting any snow.
Well, I just think if he's so
You're
innocent,
yelling.
why don't you say, bring it on, bring all the evidence? Instead,
Listen,
you're up here.
You do the
Stonewall.
investigation in the House, and then you try it in the Senate.
Okay, wait,
You had
can
your
I-
shot in the House. You failed.
Yeah.
Let the Senate adjudicate
Because you
it.
have a president who's acting like a
Can't
monarch
change the rules
and
now,
obstructing
Ron.
justice.
That is an opinion. It is not fact.
It
That's
is.
the pro-
Oh, it's
all
not
of
a
this is
fact that
based-
he obstructed
all
justice?
of this is based on an opinion. Every problem that you have with Trump is based on, I don't like his personality. He's mean.
That's
He's
not
obnoxious.
It. He's not
Look
told
at the
people,
facts.
don't testify, don't
That's not
present the- don't
obstruction,
produce
Juan.
the
He said, I'll
evidence.
see you in court.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
I play a sound bite?
Okay.
Just for a moment. So this is Jerry Nadler. This is the C block intro soundbite number 1. Control room, if you can find that for me. So this is this whole issue, like, should there be witnesses or should there not? This is Chairman Nadler's position on one Hunter Biden.
Any witness who has information about whether that is true or not true is a relevant witness. Anybody like Hunter Biden who has no information about any of that is not a relevant witness.
So they're going to keep their position of the Democrats will be that they might want certain witnesses, but they don't want Hunter Biden.
But there's a difference between material and immaterial.
I know. I'm asking the lawyer.
All right.
Right, and that's partly why, first of all, this hasn't changed. This position hasn't changed this entire time. The Democrats wanted to neuter the GOP's presentation and defense of calling witnesses, and to this entire time, they argue it's immaterial, and the GOP argues it is material. So ultimately, it seems to me that their strategy would be, yeah, let's get everyone in here. Let's get everyone in here. Everyone should be committed to the highest level of transparency because both sides are arguing the information and the facts should be construed in their favor. But we're going to see. I mean, the whole bottom line is it's not going to agree with it
will
yet.
be bullied into saying that there should be witnesses because Collins already signaled today that the House did an incomplete job. I did want to ask you about this, Greg.
What?
You had this great monologue set up for the debate last night.
Yes, but we're going to use it tomorrow because I never throw anything away.
So in the meantime, Klobuchar,
yes.
Sanders, and Warren, all 3 senators, like they're going to have to come off the campaign trail right 10 days before Iowa, sit there in the Senate, not be able to say anything. Is that a good idea?
Well, it doesn't help them, but it might help. Biden. That's what
Big time.
Yeah, so
Big time.
he eliminated. Look, the good news here is you've never seen a wider disconnect between reality and media. In reality, you have probably the most prosperous, peaceful time in recent history. In decades, you have 29,000 stock markets going to go higher. Meanwhile, the media is pushing impeachment as though the apocalypse is coming. And I think that America is smart enough that they're seeing this chasm. It can't be covered up anymore. It's too wide. And that's why you see in the list of things that are being trusted, Hollywood is the least trusted. Slightly above that is the media. And I would actually think I trust Hollywood over the media at this point.
What do you think about the debate last night? Did you have a chance to watch?
I did. I missed the wine cave. I want to go back. I was completely bored by it. I thought it was flat. I guess Bernie had a good night. He's the only one with a little charisma. But, I mean, he makes absolutely no sense when he talks about anything to do with money. Biden, for someone that's been in politics for 30 or 40 years, he seems befuddled by the basic elements of policy like health care, which should be his signature deal, Obamacare. He could just drop the hammer on these socialists on the stage and say, let's just expand Obamacare. Medicare for all is crazy. Let's move on. But he doesn't, because he doesn't have the skills and he's not sharp enough. And then the Liz Warren thing, man, she was so weak she had to play the gender card. I don't think it came off well. It's all she's got. She's fallen in the polls, so she
What
had
do
to
you think
throw
about how
that out
Bernie
there.
Sanders was
It made her
treated?
look small. And the moderators,
No, I think
the moderators, and he said, she said, the moderators just side with
well,
the
this is
she
interesting
without even knowing
because
what
this
happened.
plays to what Greg talks about in terms of media. Because I think CNN, in terms of its reporting, said we know that Bernie said this to Elizabeth Warren, even though Bernie said I didn't say it. And in terms of me as the audience, wants to hear her have to argue with Bernie about his flat denial. I think that wasn't fair to Bernie.
Definitely.
But it's telling that you are able to see at this table that Republicans are taking Bernie's side in this argument.
Well, I mean, it takes.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
because I
when
think
someone's getting hosed by the press.
No,
Juan.
because you know, like President Trump knows, he thinks anyway, not knows, but he thinks Bernie is more easily defeated than Joe Biden, and even Elizabeth Warren, who said,
Juan.
"Can a woman win?" And she says, "Yes. Look at the women on this stage.
Has nothing to do
They're
with
the
gender.
ones who beat
No, it was
Republicans."
This is not
fairness.
trustworthy.
It was just a matter of fairness, and I think that you even saw liberals say that Bernie was treated unfairly.
That's what I just said. I just think you got to treat the guy at his word. Give them a
Well,
chance
it was
to
pretty
fight.
obvious. I think that's what I was saying.